Welcome to another. Oops, I think you cannot hear me. Hang on just a minute. Sorry about that. I think just now you didn't hear me. Hi, welcome everyone. Welcome to another 10 p.m., another day, another live stream challenge for me. And if you notice, I have not loaded up the logo right here. So today is day number 10. Yay, day number 10. So this is day number 10 of a 100-day challenge. We are 1/10 of the way there, and it's been fun, right? It's been fun for me, and I've been learning loads from it myself, right? So yesterday I had a conversation with a friend, and this friend was saying that he likes to solve problems because especially when it's nagging problems, when you solve a problem, you get a dopamine hit because when you can solve it, then there's a dopamine hit, and I guess that's why sometimes we like to troubleshoot things. He was telling us that he's like the IT support for the entire extended family. So sometimes it can be quite troublesome because of some of the IT stuff that perhaps his family members go through, right? So how many of us are like that as well? I think I'm guilty of that as well. Sometimes I find that I can't I cannot really let something go if I know that there is a way to do it better, or there's a way to solve it better, right? Or there's a way to solve it. So in a sense, that is the perfectionist streak in me, and also sometimes that is the streak that leads to a lot of procrastination sometimes, because you always try to get things perfect, right? But another conversation with another friend, we were talking about this, and I guess lately the maxim that I try to live by is progression is perfection, right? So getting it going first and then improving it along the way. So I hope you can hear me. I hope you can see me. Let me just check the levels. It looks like everything is all right. If you can hear me and see me, please do type in the chat so that I know that you're hearing me fine and you're seeing me fine. Yeah, so yesterday we did a fairly interesting session where I kind of walked through all the microphones that I have and the different ways that um, you can up your audio gain, right? So simple things like using the computer onboard microphone that everybody has on their laptop, which is usually how we get started anyway, and then adding various things along the way that can help your audio gain, right? Audio gain. So I was kind of I knew it when I was testing it yesterday that this wasn't coming through very well. It wasn't coming through very well. I think just now there was two audio from there. I'm sorry about that. Those of you who are listening, I think I forgot to turn off the mixer. Anyway, so we learned along the way. So this wasn't coming through very well because it's the audio level was just bad. So I kind of felt bad for this little guy here because he's actually a wonderful audio device as well. It's a Rode Wireless Go. So I kind of felt that I need to give give it a second chance today. So I already connected it. This is a wireless lavalier, just to let those of you who, if you can watch back yesterday's episode, we covered all the whole range. And usually you can just clip it to like a shirt like this. Of course, the t-shirt doesn't work as well. It looks much better when you have a button shirt. You can clip it to the button. And I'm just going to quickly switch over to that particular audio device so that you can hear the difference. So you've been listening to this main microphone, which is what I've been using all along. And I'm going to switch it to, hang on, I'm going to switch it to the other mic. Oh, I think today everything is haywiring. Okay, you should have been listening to this. This is the mic you should have been listening to, right? Just now it wasn't set correctly. So this today is a bit of mess on the table because trying to demo some gear for all of you. So just, I think the front part of the audio might not have been the correct audio, but hopefully that's still okay for you. So this is now, you're hearing this microphone here, which is the Shure SM7B, which is what I've been using all along since day one of this challenge. And I just wanted to show you the lavalier mic here, and I believe I've solved the connection issue, so you should be able to hear it correctly. So hang on. Okay, so now you should be hearing from this microphone. It's still a little bit soft. I can see the levels is better than yesterday, but it's still a bit soft. So let me just push it up a bit for you. Hopefully it doesn't get too loud. So this is now the Rode Wireless Go. That's a bit loud, I think. This is now the Rode Wireless Go. You are listening to the Rode Wireless Go, which was the thing that didn't have any audio yesterday. So this is how it sounds like. It should sound pretty okay as well. It is a lavalier microphone, and you can just clip it to a shirt or to a jacket. They even have a very nice magnetic clip that you can kind of hide here, just in front of your chest area, and you can put this on the inside of your shirt, right? So you're now listening to the Rode Wireless Go, which is an awesome microphone for the use case that you can think of. Like, for example, on a vlogging, video blogging, a vlogging setup where you can connect this to yourself, and then the camera could be very far away, right? So you're now listening to this now. I think the levels should be more or less better than yesterday for sure. I can see at least the levels are okay. Yeah, so let me just quickly switch back to my main microphone. So because yesterday this failed, I just felt that it was not fair to not give it a chance. So this is now, you're listening to the Rode Wireless Go lavalier microphone. And I'm back on the main microphone, which is this one. This is my main microphone that I've been using since day one. And so those of you who are keen to kind of figure out what microphone might suit you, you can always look back yesterday and then reference today's little segment that covers that microphone, this microphone that didn't quite work yesterday. Okay. Now, it was inevitable that once I did the microphone test, that some friends started asking, how about the camera? So tonight, just a continuation of probably the tech segment of the show. Yesterday we talked microphone. Today I'm going to show you the video side of things. So again, like I said, you can get by, or you can obviously still get very good results from the onboard camera from your computer, right? From your Mac, your computer, your laptops, and so on. Usually it is pretty okay. The main thing to do for that is, if you're using the onboard camera, is to make sure that you're at least raising up the camera a little bit so that it's at eye level. Not the typical way where people, because it's a laptop, people put it on a computer, on a desk, and then the angle is not very flattering. It is shooting right up at your nose. That's probably one of the first things you can do for an onboard camera, right? And the second thing you can do to improve it is make sure you have ample lighting inside your environment. Once you have enough lighting, even the onboard cameras can look pretty okay. So I'm just going to quickly show you how it looks like. So now this image you're seeing now is going to change. I'm going to switch over to the my MacBook's onboard camera, and you'll see a change. So this is now the onboard camera, which is to my left, and obviously you can now see more of the table because it's slightly further from me. And you notice that the resolution is not as good as when I was using my my DSLR as a camera for this live stream, right? So this is over there, and that is the onboard
camera, which is the webcam on any camera or any computer. Now, obviously, you can also buy an add-on webcam, which will probably give you slightly better results than this, right? But that's always the fastest. And sometimes if you can't, there's no other access to anything, this will work as well. So getting enough lighting would always be the right solution for all this. Okay, so this is what you're seeing now. This is the onboard webcam from my computer. I'm going back to the usual. So this is the usual that you have been seeing, right? And this is my DSLR. This is a Canon M6 Mark II. It's a micro four thirds camera, right? So this is the usual setup. Now, there is another way to quickly improve the video quality as well. That is using if you have a smartphone, you can either use your Android phones or your iPhones, and the cameras on the phones are actually very good cameras. So let me just show you now how that looks like. So on the left, you are seeing the DSLR. On the right, you're seeing the iPhone. And let me just show you comparison with the. So on the left, you are seeing the onboard MacBook Air webcam. And then on the right, you're seeing the iPhone as a webcam. There is a way to connect it to your computer such that you can use it as a webcam. It didn't work for me just now, so this is a simple hack, but this is another way of doing it as well. But basically, you can use it as a webcam. So now you're seeing, but you will notice that the iPhone, because of the way I'm setting it up, there's a slight delay. But if you just use just Google YouTube, and just search YouTube and look for things like how to connect my iPhone or my phone to as a webcam, there will be a lot of instructional videos that will go through in way more detail than I can. That will help you to do that. But you can notice now, because I'm not doing it the right way, there seems to be a time difference between the two cameras, right? Yeah. So this is the iPhone on the right, and the left is the MacBook webcam. And I'm just going to go back to my usual again. So, and now you can see on the left is my front-facing DSLR camera that I've been using for a while. And you can see the difference can be significant, which is why a lot of times people do try to use a better camera for a production like this when it's like a live stream or something like that. Okay. So I've never done this before. This is the first time I'm doing a side-by-side as well. So, I mean, yesterday when we did a side-by-side comparison of the microphones, I guess it was inevitable that people will start asking about the video side of it. So now you can see side-by-side, this is how it looks like. Yeah. So if you really do, of course, because of what I need to do all the time, this was a logical investment of sorts. And of course, I do like to take pictures. Photography is one of my hobbies as well. So basically, it does double duty. On one hand, it is a camera that I can go out and take pictures with. And of course, when I do something like this, then it becomes like a actual webcam, or it takes over as the webcam for my online meetings as well as my shows. Now, the concept is the same that we have been talking about since the very beginning of this live stream, this 100-day challenge, right? Always start with what you have. And even with whatever you have, which is the onboard camera and onboard microphone, there are ways to make sure that they look better than you can, there are certain small little things you can tweak. But after that, if you do intend to up your game, then I hope the past 2 days have been useful for you. We kind of walk through some of the other microphones you can quickly get a hold of, and also a camera or even like a iPhone, your smartphone that's with you, and using it as a webcam, because that will obviously improve the quality as well. But that's only if you want to do it, and you need to do it, right? And in this interesting period of time for us now, a lot of us are transitioning from a lot more face-to-face to this kind of settings, right? And then it kind of makes sense. At least it made sense for me. And I did up all these things while there was a lockdown in KL, in Malaysia. Thankfully, all the e-commerce shops and all the e-commerce delivery riders were still doing their job, right? Or still working at it. In fact, I learned something from a friend that we should always reward the people that serve us. And so there was this particular delivery guy that serves my apartment, and I see him so often that I think he knows me. In fact, sometimes when the moment I walk down, he sees me and then he just passes me the parcels I ordered along the way for all these things here, right? And we kind of became like friends. So there was this one time I kind of gave him a small little token of appreciation, and you'll be surprised that actually that really made his day. And I think that was something that we can all do, you know. In fact, I have somebody who I rather admire as well. He does something called a Wealth Wednesday. And what he does is that on Wednesdays, he will go out of his way to give some form of appreciation, in whether it's a money form or something else, to somebody that is unsolicited, right? Can be a total stranger. So for example, like you may pay for a meal that is just for the person behind you, right? And you'll be surprised that when you do something like that, the kindness movement that goes on, that ripples out from there, can be very interesting. In fact, I think it was just today as well, I reread an article, I think a friend posted it, where something in some countries, they call it hanging coffee, where I was about to make coffee, but I realized I was running out of time. So this is definitely not coffee. I was about to make coffee, but I was looking at the time and 10 o'clock. I cannot be late, so I decided not to make it. Yeah, but sorry, rambling. This concept of hanging coffees. So this person was in a cafe. I think it was in a city in Europe. And when he went in, and he noticed that some people went in and while they were buying coffee, they said, I'll have 2 of a certain type of coffee to go and then 3 to hang. And he was actually a bit puzzled by that phrase. What is 2 to go and 3 to hang, right? And then after that, he noticed that another customer came in right after that and said, I'll have 1 coffee to go and 1 to hang. And so he got very curious, right? What is this 1 coffee to hang or 2 coffee to hang, right? And then very soon after that, there was this homeless guy who walked in and asked the staff at the counter and said, are there any coffees that are hung today? Then he said, yeah, there is. Let me get you a cup. So then he realized that when people came in to buy coffees and they bought 1 for themselves and 1 to hang, it simply meant that they were paying in advance for any of these people that perhaps had a rough day, perhaps homeless people, perhaps people who just couldn't afford but yet needed a cup of coffee. And this establishment had this very interesting practice where you can hang coffees. And if there's somebody who comes in and asks for a coffee that was hung, right, then they'll get it for free, right? So I kind of remember this story today as well. Does it happen? Is this a practice in your city? Let me know in the chat if you know of a city that does this or a place that does this. I don't think I have seen it happen around here yet, but that would be interesting as well, right? Yeah. So today covered a few things. I gave a chance to this little guy because yesterday it just didn't work as well, and it always bugs me when it should work and it doesn't work. So I think today it worked better. So I gave this a chance. This is a lavalier mic, so you can listen back to yesterday's testing and today with this one, so that you can have a better idea of what audio setup you may want to go for. And also today I did a very quick run through of cameras, which is this camera, which is now you're looking at, is a DSLR, is a Canon camera. It's a Canon M6 Mark II with a fixed focal lens. Then I also showed the MacBook onboard webcam, also the iPhone as a webcam. So hopefully that has been beneficial to you. This is day number 10. Day number 10. I'm quite excited. We've gone over 10 days already. There's 90 more days to go. And feel free to let me know what topics you want me to cover. Because like I said, the challenge is going to be content. The challenge is going to be content. And if any friends, I've asked a few, and some of them actually were quite sporty and say, yeah, let's hop onto your show and then share some of their knowledge, because I have friends who are very knowledgeable in many ways, many things as well, much wiser than I am. And if I can get them on, I'm sure it will benefit everyone who watches this, even on whether it's a live or a replay, it doesn't quite matter, right? So thank you for joining me again tonight. Day number 10 out the park, and tomorrow will be day 11. Good night, everyone. Bye.